I think I discovered a pretty big reason as to why most of us will probably never experience success in life. And by success, I mean chasing a purpose that is genuine to you, that is meaningful to you, and not actually getting anywhere with it. I think a big reason as to why most of us will never hit that mark in life is because of something that I discovered recently. So let me tell the story. If you have a strong purpose in life, I'm not talking about a small goal like bench 225, but I'm talking about like a big goal that is like constantly in the back of your mind. It's something that you think about every time you're on the toilet. My purpose in life is helping people with their mental health, their spiritual health, their physical health. And the reason why I do all three at once is because they all affect each other. You can't have good spiritual health if your physical health is bad. And so essentially my main focus though is mental health and spiritual health, because I drastically improved my mental health in life. And so I feel like I'm pretty qualified to tell that story. And spiritually, well, I came to God about 2 years ago. So I don't have much years of experience or biblical knowledge, but I have had a lot of experiences with God. And when I first came to God, I was spending 3-4 hours a day in prayer. I was alone. I wasn't doom scrolling. I wasn't doing anything bad. I wasn't distracted. I didn't have any friends or really any family. So I just spent all the time alone with God, either praying, reading the Bible, or I would watch a few hours a day of podcasts and actually take notes and actively listen and learn about God and all these different topics and spiritual warfare and demons and all these different really good topics to know about spiritually. I feel like those two areas I'm really qualified to teach in. So that's my purpose. My purpose in life is to teach that to people, to help people with that, to guide people with that. And the way I'm beginning that journey is by making these videos, as well as videos on the other channel for the more younger audience, for the more beginner audience. And of course, I still want to scale up these videos too. I don't want these videos to just be me talking the whole time as well. So there's a progression there, but this is my purpose in life. If I didn't have this, I wouldn't wake up early. I would sleep in every day. I would be depressed. I'd probably sabotage. I'd probably absolutely ruin my life, because this purpose and God is all I have. And to think about how bad my life was before I had those two things, I would pretty quickly go back to that. It wouldn't take very long for me to end up in a very dark place without those two things. So here comes a part where I think it's very dangerous for people who have a purpose like this in life to accomplish. So I was at the gym the other day and something very, very dangerous happened. I was looking around. I saw this guy that looked kind of like me in some fashion, in some way. I looked at him and I was like, this guy's pretty buff. This guy's in shape. This guy is probably the physique that I really want actually at my like end goal, or it's just something I'd see as desirable to have. All of a sudden, thoughts started racing in my head. I was thinking, oh, well, if I get more in shape and I really focus on eating protein and getting enough food, and of course lifting harder because I'll have more protein, so I'll have more energy and more strength. So I'll gain strength really fast, I'll gain muscle mass really fast, I'll get in shape, I'll do this and I'll do that. And if I do that, then maybe people will take my advice more seriously. They'll see me in my videos being all jacked, and then my quality of life will be better, because, well, I'll just feel better, I'll look better. So I was thinking, wow, this might really help with my ministry. This might really help with my purpose if I just make this goal of eating a lot of protein, eating a lot of food, really stuffing my face and really working out hard and doing cardio, just putting all my effort in to that, into the gym, really putting a lot of attention and emphasis on the gym. Now here's the hard part. Now here's the thing that a lot of us don't realize. This goal that I just put in my head of getting stronger, getting more muscle, eating more, that goal is going to distract you from this bigger goal, this goal that is your main purpose in life. Your main purpose in life, you are sabotaging, you are sacrificing when you make a goal like this. When you make a goal like, and it could be a good goal, it could be something you actually should be doing. It could be a really good thing for you, but at the time, if your purpose is, if you already know your purpose and you already know what you're supposed to be doing, if you get distracted in any sense from that, you will be putting less energy on that main purpose. Now, as much as we like to have balance in our life and we like to have, oh, well, I want to go to the gym and I want to put a lot of energy into that, but I also want to put energy into my purpose and the channel and community and making products and courses and guides and helping people and one-on-one coaching. And I want to also have time with my wife and really build our relationship and have intention in our relationship. And then I also want to have my 9-to-5 job, of course, because I have to have enough money. And then I also want to focus on, like, you can't do so many things at once. It is practically impossible to distribute your energy into so many different places at once. It's just not realistic. You can have balance, sure. If you want balance in all those areas, that's fine. That's totally fine. But you're going to be sacrificing your progress in all your areas as well as your main purpose in life. So you just won't make as much progress. You won't help as many people. You won't reach as many people. You won't be as successful. And that's just the reality of the situation. You're not going to be as successful if you have another goal that's distracting you from your main goal. If that's taking up headspace, then you're going to get more fatigued throughout the day, and then you'll be less likely to make good decisions for your purpose and think about your purpose more. And so it works in that way. Also, another thing is, I was starting to cheat on my diet. I was starting to eat seed oils and sugar more because I was like, well, if I get more protein and more calories, and I'll build more mass, and it'll be like, it's kind of like a net positive. The thing is, if you're eating more seed oils and sugar, then you're not going to be able to focus as hard on your purpose, on your business, on what's meaningful to you. You're going to have brain fog. You're going to be tired. You're going to be recording a video. You're going to be setting up to record a video, and then you're going to get brain fog and be like, I don't even know what I was going to record. I've done that many times, and admittedly, I've done that recently, where I turn on the camera and I sit here and I'm just like, what was I going to talk about? Or I'll have it in my mind still that I know what I'm going to talk about, but then like a minute in, I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I ran out of things to talk about. I ran out of things to mention and bring up and describe and illustrate, and I have a harder time telling stories, and I have a harder time concisely speaking with conviction and with just grit and meaning, because I feel worse because I have seed oils in my system, I have sugar in my system, I have all these calories I'm digesting. So how am I going to make a good video? How am I going to help somebody more? If you have seed oils in your system and sugar in your system because of this one other goal that you have that is making you make different decisions based on that goal, not decisions based on your purpose, that's going to sabotage your purpose. For example, the seed oils. Like if I have seed oils, I'm going to be less likely to think of that one video idea that could break through. I'll be less likely to edit the video well. I'll be less likely to actually even want to do this and be motivated to do this because I just ate tasty seed oil filled food. And so I'm going to be like more instant gratification minded and less work mode minded. So it's things like that. I'll be less likely to actually tell a good story and have a good hook and have more people watch these videos. And this is what I meant to say earlier before I got distracted, so I might want to cut that to the other part. Think about if you're on a coaching call with somebody and you're the helper, you're the leader, you're trying to help this guy with his with going to the gym, and you're trying to give him advice, but your mind is so foggy and you're so tired and you just can't think properly, and you can't really, like, you almost feel more like numb and emotionless, and like you can't really relate his experience to yours because you're just so like in a haze from all the food you just digested and ate. And now because of that one decision you made, you just lost a customer. And even worse, you just lost somebody that actually really needed your advice. That life could have been changed if you just gave him the advice that you could have given if you were actually mentally clear and in a good state of mind. Your other goals are going to distract you from your big goal. So you have to center your life around the big goal, the big purpose, the big thing. Other areas are going to suffer. That's just the reality of it, and it sucks. It's hard, especially when you have responsibilities in life and you have people in your life, friends, family. It's hard to actually have any kind of attention in those areas, and you don't want to sabotage, you don't want to cause conflict and more decision fatigue and more problems, more stress for them. You don't want to make them feel unloved because you're so focused on this big thing, but at the same time, having focus in that one big thing could save their life and make their life quality even better. So it's like, it's kind of delayed gratification. It's a hard decision. It really is a hard decision, but you have to kind of weigh the outcomes and like really think about it and be like, okay, at least for a short period of time, I'm gonna really dial in. I'm gonna focus really hard on this goal, and this is gonna be my main focus in life. Everything else is gonna sabotage. Everything else is gonna kind of suck a little bit. Everything else is going to take a back burner. I'll maintain the gym progress. I'll go to the gym for my physical and mental state, but I'm not going to put as much emphasis and intention and focus on improving that and being better and getting bigger and getting stronger. The only time this changes is if you actually have to make progress in a different goal to achieve this bigger goal. So for example, let's say you make videos on fitness exclusively, and you're a relatively small guy, or you want to make a lot more progress so that you do actually have a bigger reputation and more likeliness for people to watch your content and to subscribe and all that, and to take your advice seriously. If that's the case, your goal might actually be to spend some time really focusing on the gym and really gaining muscle mass and getting stronger and getting better and learning and growing and having an intention and learning about the skill of going to the gym and trying all the different exercises and trying what works and what doesn't work and learning form and learning that and learning how to slow down on the eccentric and learning tips and tricks and learning things that helped you get bigger and stronger. Like, these things are things you have to actually go through to then achieve this bigger goal. So in that case, it makes sense to have a smaller goal because it's still a goal that ultimately leads to your bigger purpose. And I know you can make the argument for me going to the gym and focusing on the gym, but then doesn't really work that way, because my goal isn't to appeal to fitness. My goal is to appeal to the mental health people who are struggling mentally, people who are struggling spiritually, who don't have any meaning and purpose in life or direction, and they're just in that dark place. I want to help people who are in that place, because that's what I know how to improve. That's what I know how to escape and get out of. And then I want to teach them how to actually follow God and live a life of God, and to live a life closer to God, and then delay gratification and do the habits. And so yes, the gym is a part of that, but it's not going to be something I want to emphasize and put all my focus in. And it's really easy to have external validation for something else, something that will distract. You have to realize when you get those thoughts, when you get thoughts like, oh, maybe I really actually want to become a kickboxer. I really want to be a fighter. So I'm taken more seriously, so I feel better about myself. Oh, maybe if I become a kickboxer in that way, I'll mentally be able to be better in my recordings, and I'll be able to be more confident. But like, it's such a different thing, to where it's like, why would you put all your intention and focus into that for this bigger thing? Because then other areas are going to lack and fall behind, and you're going to get less progress and experience in that big thing, focusing on the small thing, the small area. That doesn't mean you can't take up kickboxing and going to the gym and eating healthy. Doesn't mean you can't do that, but it just has to take a back burner, because otherwise you will sabotage the bigger, greater thing. And so I hope I got my point across there. If you want to be a part of a community of like-minded people who are also on self-improvement and trying to improve their life and find God and figure out how to live this life of actually following God and being close to God and not falling away into sin and darkness and that mental health struggle again, and actually enjoying your life and being happy and grateful, if you want to live that life out, or you simply just want to be able to communicate with me one-on-one, then consider joining the Discord link in the description below. I believe it will help you very much. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next one.